So it's over a course of numerous sessions, up to 3 months. And during those sessions, the mentor and the mentee are able to focus on different aspects of HIV, which might include taking medication, might include sex and relationships, might include talking to people about HIV, or it might not even be related to HIV, but the work they're doing is enabling that person to live well with HIV.
What you need in those situations is for somebody to empathise and someone to be able to say, I understand how that feels. That solidarity is really important, because it's not just people like feeling sorry for you, it's actually saying, I get that, and I'm living proof that it gets better.
I think it's very important that someone is able to sit, in a room with someone else who's living with HIV. A lot of the people that we see, whether they're newly diagnosed or have been living with HIV for longer, haven't even necessarily met someone else living with HIV or who's openly living with HIV. So the only person they may speak to about their status could be potentially clinical staff, or it might be family or friends who, although are able to offer support and wanting to offer support, don't necessarily fully recognise or understand what the issues around living with HIV might be.
I was originally a service user at George House Trust. I had a peer mentor myself, so I was aware it was available, and when the opportunity came to volunteer, it was one of my main points that I wanted to look at was peer mentoring.
In terms of, one of the really good things about peer mentoring is that it's a mutually beneficial relationship, in that it definitely benefits the mentee, they get a lot from it, but it's also very beneficial for the mentor as well. And there's numerous reasons for that, one of them being the training that they do, which is over 3 days, which is very intense and covers a lot of topics, but is also an opportunity to be in a room full of other people living with HIV.
The Better Together project equipped me with the information and the tools to help somebody else, and also in that help myself.
It develops people's confidence. I know that from anecdotally, but also from the data that we collect for the project. A lot of people go on to tell other people about their status, or to be more open with new potential sexual partners. It enables people to be more confident in employment, even more confident in a clinical setting as well. So when engaging with clinicians, it builds that confidence over successive weeks. And I think part of that is just being able to talk in a room with someone else living with HIV.
I was in a room with people from a variety of different backgrounds, whether that's age, gender, sexuality, ethnicity, and we were all united by this common experience of being HIV positive, of living with HIV, but we all had such different different narratives, and it was just that was really empowering to these people were my peers, even though we were all so totally different from each other.
But for me, it's more confidently talking about HIV than I ever was. And unfortunately, I don't know why, but living in Manchester was a lot easier for me to do that. And being positive, for me, it was about being positive about being positive in that sort of sense. And I hope that I would pass that on. I'm generally quite a positive person anyway. I would want to pass that positivity on to my mentee. And I would always hope to keep that relationship on board even when the session's finished, that I gain a friend in that sort of sense.
The best parts of the job that I do is seeing the number of people who want to mentor. So seeing people who have been through that trial and tribulation themselves, who've had that experience of being diagnosed, the issues that arise with that, and them going on to actually think, do you know what, I want to help other people. And the number and the breadth of people with that is really heartwarming. So we have a very diverse group of peer mentors from, in terms of age, ethnicity, culture, background, and it's very, I suppose, exciting when you're doing the training, but also seeing that move forward and seeing those relationships develop, and also seeing people who've been mentored go on to then mentor, and that kind of circular motion, I suppose, that's what it is, from, being in a place where maybe quite a dark place or feeling quite, or lacking confidence, from going from there to being mentored to then being in a place where they say, actually, I can mentor and I can help other people is really good.